After everything that happened, y'all, Zach talking about something. Everybody all right? Everybody good? I said, Zach, really? But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life with Chelsea for Tyler Perry's Zatima Season 3, Episode 9. Okay, y'all. So first thing first, let me know down below what y'all thought of this episode. Look, Zay done showed his behind, then talk about some doggone, is everybody all right? I said, you know what? They so dysfunctional. But okay, y'all, on today's episode, well, on this episode, so, everybody on the floor, Zach is telling them to stay down or whatever. It's revealed that Jeremiah got Belinda weapon, and Zach was still trying to go up there to get him. But before I continue, I say it's a lot to take away from this. But the main thing that stood out on these two episodes is the fact that Zach and Fatima are alike. They definitely alike. And the second thing is they still, even though they be upset, they be looking out for each other. But yeah, Zach was still trying to get to Jeremiah, and Fatima was like, I'm going with you or whatever. So he told his boys to get her. So they was trying or whatever, and they finally got a hold of her. But by the time he came back down, he went up and he came back down. He was like, Jeremiah gone. And they was like, really? Where is he? He went out the window. But yeah, I was like, when they showed the outside of the house, it looked like it was, more than one floor? And I was like, they on the first floor. They went up the steps. I said, how did he get out the window? How did he get out the window? But yeah, he went out the window, and then Belinda ran up the steps, and she reveals that he stole her money, her rent money and everything. And they didn't care. They did not care. But Zach was talking about how he can't believe that Jeremiah shot at him, like he wasn't finna go up there and take him down. I said, now, Zach, what you was finna go up there, talk to him? Was you about to talk to him? Tell myself, I can't believe he shot at me. I said, what you about to do to him? But after all that, let me see if I wrote it down or not. I did. I said, y'all know how they been studying saying he's on this stuff. We've been saying, he's under the influence or whatever. He doesn't know this. He doesn't know that. And I said, on that stuff or not, he knew to get out of Dodge. And before he got out of Dodge, he knew to protect himself. I said, he must was listening or something to their conversation. He done stole the doggone weapon. He done took shots at Zach. I said, look, he knew something. He definitely knew something. But, after all that, Zach talking about some doggone, everybody good, everybody all right, whatever he said. And I said, Zach, really? But Belinda ends up telling Nate that she wants him to find Jeremiah. I'm confused. Because y'all know when they dropped that episode, they leave the episode, they was like, they showed Angela and Belinda talking. And she was like, questioning her about, if she told Zach where Jeremiah was. And she was like, he shouldn't have stole my money or something like that. I said, maybe she was just talking. Because on the other episode, he got a call from somebody. I wrote down their name, and we going to talk about it on episode 10 review. I said, wait a minute now. So I guess she didn't tell. But Fatima ends up telling Zach, it's either this or them. It's either this or them. And I said, then she goes to do the same thing. Well, it wasn't the same thing. She was just angry. I mean, she was angry at, what's her name, Deja. But you could tell it was about Zach. You could tell it was about Zach. She done went and showed her behind, too. I said, look, perfect match. But Zach ends up going to the office, and Bryce was in there. And he kept trying to talk to him. I said, Bryce, he doesn't want to talk to you, sir. But eventually he's going to have to. And I'm glad Preston there, because I feel like Preston going to be the one to say, you know what, if we're going to do business together, you're going to have to talk to him. Now, set boundaries. And if he crossed on boundaries, they're going to have to do something about it. Simple as that. And I also like that Preston told Bryce, he going to have his lawyer look over things, because Bryce thinks stuff's sweet. He got over on Zach, and he think the same thing for Preston. Preston said, I ain't come to play with you. I'm not about to play with you. He's like, oh, yeah, right, fine. That's fine or whatever. I said, yeah, Preston know what he talking about. And if he don't, his lawyer gonna know, so he ain't gonna be able to do what you did to Zach. I said, yeah, find somebody else to play with, Bryce. But yeah, let's see where we stopped at. Oh yeah, he came there or whatever. He kicked Bryce out, so they end up talking. And he still was on the outside listening, eavesdropping and stuff. But yeah, Zach ends up confiding in Preston about what went on with his brother, and saying how, he want to handle him, because I can't say the word. But yeah, and Preston was like, let's go get a drink or whatever and just talk about it, have a good conversation. I said, I don't think that's gonna, I don't think drinking will help in this situation, sir. I said, I don't think that's the thing to be telling him. But Bryce was eavesdropping. He ends up giving Preston Dr. Reed's number or whatever. Deja. So Deja was having a party, and they was blocking their house and everything, blocking the driveway. Fatima was upset. So she ends up talking to Angela. Angela was like, she'll handle it. She'll handle it or whatever. So she tried. But Fatima succeeded. So Angela was trying to tell her, stop, Fatima not in the mood for this. And she said, turn it off, get these people out of here and everything. And Deja still wasn't listening. She still wasn't listening. Not only that, she was talking about she ain't worried about Fatima and all this other stuff. So y'all know what Fatima did? She came in there and cleared the house. She came in there and cleared the house out. Literally. She breaking stuff, popping balloons, destroying cakes. Then the went got her doggone trusty bat. Is that the same bat she beat up not beat up, the same bat she used at what's his name, Hayden house, when she thought that he had something to do with Zach getting arrested, but it really wasn't Zach? I said, yeah, y'all both crazy. They both crazy, except Fatima know how to manage her sometimes. But yeah, they just studied talking and insulting her, calling her the B word and everything. She was like, call me another one. So she kept on. I said, who car did she destroy? I was like, okay, who car was that? I said, she should have got Deja's car. But then Deja over here studied threatening to call the police, and she kept calling the police or whatever. And I said, she hasn't learned yet. I thought last season she learned because, Fatima got in contact with somebody at the law firm, and they knew that she been doing that to other people. And I said, they got to be careful. Because remember that episode I was telling y'all about how Zach kept on, well, y'all seen it, obviously. But Zach kept going over there and stuff. I said, with her study threatening to call the cops on Fatima and everything, I said she could have used that to her advantage. Or, you know how Tamara on Sister was like, she edited the video to make it seem like Gary was doing this and that to her. I said, what if the amount of times he kept coming over there, especially the one where she was in the bathtub and he was right there. I said she could have took videos, she could have took photos, and she could have used that for her case. But yeah, she's still trying to get Fatima locked up and everything. So we'll see how Fatima ends up handling her. But yeah, Fatima started clearing house or whatever, breaking everything. Like I said, popping balloons, destroying cakes. She grabbed that lamp, or about to grab the lamp. They just talking about some doggone, my mama bought me that lamp. Who said that? Wasn't that Belinda was like, my mama got me that vase or something like that? Yeah, but yeah, I said, now Deja knew Fatima was crazy. So she telling her, get these people out of there. You go in the house and don't make a sound and all this other stuff. And she like, how much more crazy can she be? So she came out with that doggone bag and she started hitting whoever car that was. I said she should have hit Deja's car. But yeah, from Fatima, popping balloons, destroying the cake, and after she destroyed the cake, she took it and she rubbed it against the little photo and she was screaming. Then she went and she was hitting the car with the bat. I said, yeah, Zach and Fatima both crazy. Let's just all agree that they both crazy at this point. And they both do the same thing. Zach, I can't wait to get to episode 10 because this man don't beat the brakes off of this man. But Preston and Zach was talking, and then Dr. Reed showed up. And I love that conversation. And when he was talking to Dr. Reed, he called Fatima his wife again. And I said, you know what? I love that. I love that right there. Energy. Can you say energy? Nah, for real. The fact that they ain't even married yet, well, that in certain situations, they can't be bad, though. The fact that they calling you their wife, but you're not actually their wife. But yeah, I said, go on, get married at this point. Well, y'all still got a lot to work out, obviously. But at the same time, I said, I like that. He was like, ain't nobody finna do this and that to my wife and just study saying wife this and wife that. But I said, I like this. I like Zach being in therapy and being able to talk to Dr. Reed. I like that Preston's there. I'm loving their friendship already. And I said, yeah, Zach needs that. I will say this because I don't think I wrote it down. I like that how after everything, Nate and Tony still trying to be there for Zach and Jeremiah. I said, I'll get on that. Y'all growing on me a little bit. Nate's still questionable still because he's still talking to us about Fatima. He's still talking to us. And I said, if you want a Fatima, just say you want a Fatima, sir. But no, he's still talking to us. I said, Nate, what's really going on? What's really going on? But I love the conversation that Dr. Reed had, or the talk that Dr. Reed had with Zach. He ends up telling him, you have a choice, which is true. You got a choice. You may not have a choice when you was younger, but you got a choice now. And he ends up telling him, who you was back then and what you knew and who you was. I said that. What you knew and who you was is different than now. Now you're different. Look at, how much he's accomplished, where he is. He has Fatima now, not to throw everything away. And I said, right, exactly. And he still didn't listen. Whoever that was shouldn't have called him. But I thought they said it was going to be Belinda. But Belinda did, what was the episode? Was it episode 7 or 8? It might have been episode 8. I don't know. But she called somebody after she called Zach. And she was like, have you heard from Zach? If you hear from Zach, tell him this and that. And so I said, was that the same person? Is that how they saying that Belinda did it or what? But yeah, after all that, he still didn't listen. But yeah, Fatima and Angela was talking or whatever, and you could see clearly that it wasn't just about Deja. It was about Zach as well. And I think Angela said something. But yeah, Fatima started switching it up. She started going in on Angela because I think she made a comment about Zach. And I said the problem with that, though, is this is why. I won't say that you can't tell your friends nothing about your relationship or certain things, but it's certain things you shouldn't say, at least. Because you should be able to trust your people to tell you the truth or just confide in you about certain things. But certain things you should not. And she done told this girl everything in regards to Zach. Well, she ain't really have to tell him everything. She done seen for herself. Remember when he was calling Angela and Fatima B words and all this other stuff? I said, so yeah, you can't really say nothing. But yeah, Fatima started going in on Angela, telling her, she's afraid to commit. Obviously, she told her the truth because Bryce gonna agree. But yeah, she ends up telling her she afraid to commit. And she was like, y'all always got something to say about Zach, but they don't have a man. I said, oop. But, people be using that. I'm not saying that this is Zach and Fatima's situation, but people be saying that, what's that song? They be like, having a piece of a man is better than having no man at all. I said, no. But we do see that Zach is all about Fatima. He doesn't want anybody else. But after all that, Angela took offense and she left. She got mad and she left. And I got to say this before I forget. But I was like, when they showed Bryce, because I didn't write this down on episode 10. When they showed Bryce at Angela's house because she invited him over and she cooked for him, I said, I know. I said, I hope the conversation you just had with Fatima hasn't led you to think that you're supposed to be with Bryce. He told you how he get down. So, you could commit to somebody else, but not that. Oh, I skipped the part. At the party, what's his name? Sean was there. So, Angela felt some type of way. She was like, okay, if you sleeping with her, I definitely don't want no more dealings with you or whatever. And he was like, no, it's not like that. She was done or whatever. But yeah, Angela got mad and left. Fatima ends up talking to Zach. And I got confused by this part. Because they showed her saying, if he's still going to be on this stuff, because he said he wasn't going to drop it. He not letting it go. She left out the door with her bags or whatever. And they didn't show her coming back. Why? They just said that she had left or whatever. Then Fatima ended up saying she went up the steps and she came back down. Zach was gone. And I said, but we seen her left. And then we seen her pop up at Angela's house. But Fatima was telling Zach the same thing that Dr. Reed said. Basically, she doesn't want him to throw everything away. They came so far. Zach said he not letting it go. She tells him she won't write him if he get locked up and everything. She not coming to visit, none of that stuff. He's like, okay. And she was like, you don't believe me? And that's when she walked out. But Zach got a call from I did write it down. Zach got a call from someone named Casey. And he was like, I got the money. He's like, for real? Or whatever, I got the money. He went up the steps. Next thing you know, we seen Tony, Nate, and Connie just standing there looking. I said it took them a long time to come down there. And then when they got there, it looked like they still standing around. I mean, the good it did, because they tried. He still beat the brakes off Jeremiah. It ain't funny, but it's funny at the same time, because they just stood there. She had to tell them, you got to stop it. She tried, too. We finna talk about that episode, though. But yeah, somebody named Casey. And I was like, is that the same person that Belinda called when she couldn't get in contact with Zach or what? But yeah, they ended up showing Zach pull up. He said, Jeremiah, you like hitting women, all this? You did this to my wife and this? I said, I like that energy, but at the same time, I said, I don't know. But yeah, he slammed them against that brick wall and then started beating them. I said, no. But that's it, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, this is how girls today and be safe.